here are your hosts of Financially Tuned, Mark Fricks and Tony Shore.
Well, welcome to another show of Financially Tuned with Mark Fricks, and that's me, and MasterPlan Retirement Consultants, and then today our host is Tony Shore. You know, we're really excited to have you with us today, and I think because in this show we're going to be discussing, I think, really an important and really a confusing topic. We're going to be talking about the different types of annuities in order to better understand them when trying to decide which one might meet your retirement needs and goals. So being informed when deciding if an annuity is right for you is really important and can potentially help you maximize your gains, and really important, not outlive your retirement income. And as always, it is good to consult a financial professional when making these decisions to provide you with any assistance you may need, and that is certainly something that we are experts in.
Well, you sure are, and Mark, it's great to be here with you again today. Love doing the show each week with you. How have you been?
I have been great, Tony. Thanks for asking. Hope you have been good as well. We've been really busy. It's a busy season for us. A lot of folks after the new year will begin thinking about goals and retirement and planning and getting their lives in order, especially their financial lives. So been getting a lot of phone calls. The radio show has been really gaining in popularity. Lots of us listening in and calling us. So it's really an exciting time of year.
Well, that's great. And we're going to have a good conversation today. I know that for myself, as I prepare for retirement, I always look for ways to help ensure that I won't outlive my retirement income. And that's pretty much the main concern for people headed into retirement, isn't it?
It really is. I could say probably 95% of the folks we sit down with have that fear of running out of money during retirement, and it is frightening to think about that. And it's important to do your homework sooner rather than later to really help you prepare for the future and any unplanned surprises. More specifically, our goals today are to first, we're going to touch on retirement investment options, and then we're going to help listeners understand annuities and the different types of annuities and how they work.
Well, that's interesting. Now, the first point you mentioned there is retirement investment options. Mark, what can you tell us about retirement investment options, and how can they help create a retirement income plan?
Well, when creating a retirement income, future retirees should find a balance where certain parts of their money have principal protection while others have more growth opportunity. As you get closer to retirement, it's important that you adjust your assets to make sure you have the appropriate amount of risk allocated. One of the things we like to tell our clients is we cannot manage returns, but we can manage risk. And so that's where we start when folks are getting closer to retirement, is managing that risk. Now, once your assets are allocated correctly, it's good to look at where you can grow your retirement income. So when determining retirement income sources, you really need to focus on income sources that are guaranteed. In other words, that money that we need coming in to meet our needs for the rest of our life, that part of our money we call our have-to money. We have to have that. And once we've segmented that off to the side and that's taken care of, then the rest of our assets can be hope-so money. That can be money that would take care of emergencies and legacy, things of that nature.
Well, Mark, do you have ways to help determine what someone's risk allocation should actually be?
Well, I want to mention, first of all, everybody is different, and so there's not a hard and fast rule, but there is a guide, and we call it the Rule of 100. And this does a really good job of helping people organize their assets and understand what types of assets they may have. The Rule of 100, basically, the way you work it is you take the number 100, hence the name, and then you subtract your age from 100. And so whatever you get, if I'm 65 and I subtract that from 100, I come up with the number 35. And so that's roughly the amount you should consider having at risk. And then the other money, again, needs to be protected and designated for future income.
Well, that sounds like a really helpful report. So more specifically, how does the Rule of 100 determine someone's level of risk?
Well, the Rule of 100 report kind of helps us divide your money up into kind kind of two buckets. The first one we call green money. Now, we call it green money because it is kind of a go money. It's the money you're going to go through life with. And it is money that has the protection of principal, which is important. But then it's also designed to grow on top of that, so we'll have future income as well. The other bucket is what we call red money. And the reason it's red is because it has risk and it can go up and down. So that's the money that we want to make sure that we manage correctly and actively manage it. But that is money for future emergencies or needs, things of that nature. So the rule of 100 is really just a place to start, but it does help people organize their money into red and green buckets, or red and green money. And now, of course, that's kind of where we start with, but that is certainly not the end all. So that's just a good way to start. And the rule of 100 is a good place, just a good rule to use to help folks divide up that money.
Sure. Well, you know what, Mark? Our time is actually up for this portion of the show. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us before we take a quick commercial break?
Well, Tony, we do have a report that our listeners can order from us. It is called the Rule of 100 Report, and it does go into a little bit more detail about how this works and how you can actually segment your money. And so I would have folks contact us. Two ways you can do that. Our website is a great place to start. It's MasterPlanYourRetirement.com, or give us a call, 770-980-9262. Either way, just ask for the Rule of 100 report, or better yet, just schedule a time to sit down with us, and we'll be glad to chat about where you're at and where you want to be in retirement.
All right. Well, I want our listeners to stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more from Mark Fricks on Financially Tuned after this.
To hear the rest of the show or for more information, go to MasterPlanYourRetirement.com or call Mark at 770-980-9262 to schedule an appointment.